Hello and welcome to iView Markets, and in this brief section we're going over the market internals, which is really an important section if you are concentrating on the US domestic large to mid cap market within the S&P 500 universe. So we can really get a very good glimpse to what is happening with the market with this page. Now, the first tab is the S&P 500 overbought, oversold. Doesn't really provide necessarily any signals. It just gives you a glimpse into how much of the S&P is overbought or oversold at any one given time. And it's really just kind of a visual. The next section we have is the broad markets or the moving average that gives you a glimpse into how many stocks are above or below a certain moving average. Now, my favorite section is the strong buy to strong sell ratio because this is proprietary. And what it does is instead of looking at advanced decline lines or moving averages, this is looking at the strongest names within the S&P at a certain cutoff point, meaning the strong buys, versus the strong sells within the S&P. And typically, it gives you a very good indication to get aggressive or defensive with your portfolio. So, for example, when you have the number of strong buys break above the strong sells, like you do here on November 16th, 2016, you would have wanted to reposition your portfolio for a more aggressive stance. Same thing back here. March 2016, you would have gotten more aggressive in terms of your positioning in your portfolio. Now, when the red line breaks above the green line, we want to get more defensive. That means raise some cash, sell some equities, whatever that may be, buy more defensive sectors, maybe write some covered calls. But in terms of a defensive stance, you want to look at this scenario here, December 8th, 2015, as the red crossed above the green. Now you can see here as well, we almost dipped below in August 2017 and we didn't, and we bounced off of that. Now that is a little more subjective, but that would have also given us a clue what was happening with the S&P 500. So now the sentiment indicator really is a trend and an exhaustion momentum indicator, and it's giving you a 30,000 foot overview into what was happening with the overall historical strength of the momentum and the exhaustion or overbought levels. So up at the upper range of, let's say, around a 95, historically we see some correction. Now, there's only been one period of 1995 where we break above that 100 level, and we are currently at a 107.9. So this would be considered an outlier like the 1995 region. But the way I use this is both on a risk management and a portfolio positioning tool. So for example, let's take a look at August 26, 2016, coming into the presidential election where Donald Trump won the election. Everybody was leaving the market or shorting the market. You're at a negative 34 on November 9th, 2016. So what is this saying to you? It's almost a contrarian indicator that once we do get a buy, and I'll show you what a buy means in the S&P, we really want to take advantage of this, people being out of the market or a lot of shorts being in the market. And as you recall, we moved to a buy on the strong sell ratio during that period about 7 days later, November 16th. Additionally, you could just use the S&P ATR with the Renko, and you'll see here probably about 2-3 days later, November 10th, we had a buy signal, or actually maybe it was the 17th. So you would have gotten long the S&P right around November 17th again. So on the overview page, you will see the sentiment indicator right here. And what you want to look for is a continued increase in strength of the indicator or a decrease. Let's go back. So as you can see, if you're somewhat concerned that the market is becoming frothy, you could start reducing some portfolio long exposure up at the 95 and above range. Or if it starts to reverse, you could do the same as well, and you want to become more aggressive down at these negative numbers once the Renko moves to a buy or the strong buy, strong sell signal gets across. All right, so those are really the two main indicators that I like to look at on the market internals page. If you need help with this section, please, again, feel free to contact us at any time.